Okay, now listen. Uh, so the induced polarization is it is temporary. So it is temporary. So it vanishes only electric field is off. Now, the induced dipole moment mu I is equal to Z into L, where Z is the charge, L is the distance of separation between the plus and the minus charges. And also it can also be written as the induced dipole moment is equal to alpha into X. What is alpha? Alpha is called polarizability of the molecule. And X is the strength of the external electric field. What is the strength given? You should understand one more thing. If the strength of the electricity passed between these two plates are high, then the separation, the L will also be high. Because when it is off, they are closer. When it is on, they are separated. But the separation is a function of the electric field applied between these two plates. Therefore, when the strength of the electric field is high, then the separation will also be high. Therefore, the induced dipole moment is equal to alpha into X. Alpha is the polarizability. Polarizability means how far the molecule is susceptible for polarization. Susceptible for polarization. Therefore, understanding all these things, the two scientists called Clausius and Mosotti, they gave an equation to relate the dielectric constant and the polarizability. So the equation is this: d minus 1 divided by d plus 2 into m by rho, this is not p, this is rho, is equal to 4 by 3 pi n0 alpha. N0 is Avogadro number. Again, I want to tell you, in certain books, this will be written as Na or simply N. But you should not get confused. It is Avogadro number. Alpha is a polarizability. Pi, you know, a constant. M is molar mass of the substance or mass of the substance. Rho is density of the substance. D is the dielectric constant of the substance. So this is the relation which relates the dielectric constant and the polarizability of a substance. So what is dielectric constant? I have already told you what is the capacity of a condenser. Capacity of a condenser, when the in-between space between the condenser plates is filled with the substance taken. That is the capacity of a condenser, divided by capacity of the same condenser with the same area of overlap, with the same distance of separation between them. But only thing is, instead of the material, vacuum is formed. So when vacuum is formed, so the capacitor with the substance as the dielectric, the capacitance with the vacuum as the dielectric, the ratio is called dielectric constant. So the molar polarization P, according to Clausius-Mosotti equation, is equal to d minus 1 d plus 2 into m divided by rho. So induced molar polarization, look here, induced molar polarization, it is the same Induced molar polarization is also the same. Only thing is here the external electric field is generated. Only in the presence of external electric field the molecule is getting polarized. Look here, look at this equation. Rho is there, mass is there, pi is there, Avogadro number is there, alpha the polarizability is there, dielectric constant is there. All these things are constant for a particular substance. If you take a substance, m is a constant, rho is a constant, Avogadro number is a constant, polarizability is a constant for that particular substance, dielectric constant is a constant for that particular substance. So everything is constant, and also this equation does not involve any other variable. Therefore, the induced molar polarization is independent of temperature because there is no temperature term coming into the equation. So, the induced molar polarization is independent of temperature. Is that right? So, induced molar polarization can be given the following definition. Induced molar polarization is the electrical distortion produced in 1 mole of a substance when the electric field strength is unity. So when the electric field strength is unity, 1 unit of electric field strength, say 1 volt. So field strength is nothing but the potential difference. So electric field strength is unity. How much the molar is polarized? So the unit of molar polarization is mass by density. What is density? Density is again mass per unit volume. Therefore, the mass and mass will get cancelled. Therefore, what will be remaining is simply the unit of a mass. So, induced molar polarization has the unit of volume, unit of volume. So, the dielectric constant is experimentally found out. Mass and density are known. Hence, the induced molar polarizability can be calculated. But this equation holds good only for molecules without permanent dipole moment. That means neutral molecules. Neutral molecules like methane, neutral molecule like carbon dioxide, neutral molecule like carbon tetrachloride. See, the molecule should not have any permanent dipole moment. Therefore, for such molecules which do not have any permanent dipole moment, this Clausius-Mosotty equation holds good. And you may ask how this dielectric constant is experimentally found out. You can take a capacitor, you can fill the dielectric space with the substance whose dielectric constant has to be found out, and you measure the capacitance, which is C. And then remove all the substances and make the in-between space filled by vacuum. Vacuum itself is a dielectric. Now what is the capacitance? That is C0. Now the ratio between C and C0 is the dielectric constant D. So this is how the dielectric constant D is experimentally found out. And the mass, you know what is the mass of the substance. Rho, you know what is the density of the substance. Therefore, when you know the dielectric constant, the mass and rho, when everything is known, then the Pi, that is the molar induced polarization, Pi, can be calculated. So only thing you should remember, this equation holds good only for neutral molecules, that is molecules without permanent dipole moment. Now, look here. Suppose if you take a molecule with a permanent dipole moment, the molecule is already having permanent dipole moment. What will happen to them in the presence of an electric field? That is our next approach. So already what we have seen is the behavior of a neutral molecule. There is a molecule without a permanent dipole moment in an electric field. What will happen? There will be a distortion of charges. There will be separation of charges and there will be an induced dipole moment. Now I am keeping the molecules which are already having permanent dipole moment. What will happen to the substance which already has the permanent dipole moment when it is subjected to an electric field? That is our next discussion. Look here, this is a diagram representing molecules with permanent dipole moment. The charges are already separated, but they are in a random orientation. They are oriented in a random manner so that the entire bulk has zero electric charge, because one vector is here, another vector is here, another vector projected over there, another vector here, another vector here. Therefore, what will happen? These electrical vectors will cancel out each other and they finally form, there will be a zero charge in the bulk. But when they are present in an electric field, what will happen? All these molecules will try to orient themselves. There will be an orientational change. They will turn in such a way the positive charge of the molecules are turned towards the negative plate, and the negative point in the molecules will turn towards the positive plate. This is called orientation of the molecule. Polar molecules will get oriented like this. Now, the polarization, this is a polarization. The total polarization, that is PT, total polarization is equal to the induced polarization. Look here, even though I say the charges are already separated, there will be further increase in the separation due to the electric field. Suppose I say this negative charge and the positive charge are separated for a distance of 1 millimeter. When the electric field is on, this electric field will further separate them. So, in the absence of the electric field, the separation is 1 millimeter. In presence of the electric field, that will be 1.5 millimeter. That will further increase the separation. In the previous case, when the molecule did not have permanent dipole moment, the separation is a 0. But in the presence of the electric field, the separation was, let me say, 1 millimeter. But here the separation is already 1 millimeter. But in the presence of an electric field, that will further increase to 1.5 millimeter or so. See, this is not millimeter. Just for your understanding, I am telling you this. The separation distance will further increase because of the electric field distortion. It is already distorted, but because of the electric field distortion further increases. Therefore, I can say the total polarization is equal to the induced polarization and also the orientation polarization. So apart from a small induction, an orientational change is also observed in the presence of the electric field. So induced polarization plus orientation polarization is equal to the total polarization. So look here, the orientation polarization is this, that is 4 by 3 pi Avogadro number into mu square, that is the permanent dipole moment square, divided by 3kt, where mu is the permanent dipole moment and k is r by n0. R by n0 means R is the universal gas constant divided by Avogadro number. What is the unit for universal gas constant? It is Joule per Kelvin per mole. What is the unit for K? Joule per Kelvin per molecule. So once the universal gas constant is divided by Avogadro number, it is, you are getting it per molecule. So that is the Boltzmann's constant. So that K is substituted here. Now I stop and then reconnect. 40 minutes is over. I will stop and reconnect.